Hello friends. Now in a previous lecture we complete the exercise 13.1. Now further move next exercise, that is 13.2. Before we start the exercise 13.2, just revise the theory. Here you know that speed is equals to distance upon time. This relation is very well known for you. Speed is equals to distance upon time. Now we in this case, suppose your speed is 10 km per hour. You complete the 20 km in 2 hours. We know that if our speed is 10 km per hour and we want to try cover the 20 km, so we take the 2 hours. Now here, if your speed is 5 km per hour and we want to cover the 20 km, so we take the 4 hours. Now in this two example, the distance is remain same, so this quantity is same. So now just write down the relation between this speed and time. So here this is your speed and this is your time. Now if speed is 10 km per hour, at that time you take the time 2 hours. Now if speed is for the distance, just write down here for distance 20 km. This quantities remain same. So for this 5 km per hour, you will take 4 hours. Now just see here. This is your 10 km, this is your 5 km. So your speed is, in second case, that is decrease. Here 10 to 5. Speed is decreased at that time. Here time is 2 hours, but here is 4 hours. So in this time here increment. So this is your increment. So whenever speed is decreased, at that time increase. Okay. When speed is increased, time is decreased. Now just see the reverse case from 5 to 10 km. If here 10 km is there, now you take the another example for your speed is 20 km per hour and you want to cover the 20 km. So you cover in 1 hour. So if now from this to this speed is increased, okay, your speed is increased from this case. So at that time will be decreased. So we can say that if speed is increased, time decrease. Okay. So in this kind of the relation is known as the inverse proportion. Inverse, that means opposite. You know that the inverse of 3 by 2. Now inverse of this, so 2 by 3 or 3 having inverse, that is 1 upon 3, because here nothing, that is 1. Okay, so that is 1 upon 3. So in this time speed increase, at that time decrease. Now if speed is decreased, so time increase. Okay. Now another example is that if you have to complete any work in your home, so you can borrow the worker from the outside. Okay. So if the 10 worker, number of worker, that is 10, completed your work in 10 days. Okay. At your home, if 10 worker is worked there together, so they complete the work in 10 days. Now if the number of worker is 20, so at that time your work finishes in 5 days, because if worker is double, then work is double, so this days is half. So now in this kind, if worker is increased, here just see that 10 to 20, so number of worker is increased, so at that time the time to complete the work is decreased. Okay, so here one quantity is increased, at that time the response quantity, okay, the dependent quantity on that quantity is decreasing. So whenever one quantity is increased, at that time the another will be decreased. So it is known as the inverse proportion. Okay, so it is known as the inverse proportion. Now inverse proportion, that is, suppose any quantity is A, is that is the proportionality symbol. Okay, you know very well, in direct A is directly proportional to B, that is your direct relation. Okay, but in the indirect relation, A proportional, that is 1 upon B. Okay, so it is inverse proportion or indirect, that is inverse, or another word is indirect proportion. Okay, so in direct proportion you write down A proportional to B, and but in inverse proportion, that is A proportional 1 upon B. So your formula for this, just write down here both formula. We know that A1 upon A2 is equals to B1 upon B2, that is the direct proportion. But in this case, the here A1 is proportional to B2, A2 is proportional B2 here, but indirect A1 upon A2. Now just change the position of this B only, because here B is in denominator, so your B1 is in denominator, so that is your B1, and this B2 is in the numerator. So this is your formula, A1 upon A2 equals to B2 upon B1. In direct proportion, we exercise 13.1, we use the formula A1 upon A2 equals to B1 upon B2, that is direct proportion. But inverse proportion having formula A1 upon A2 equals to B2 upon B1. Okay, so that is the formula for inverse proportion. Exercise 13.2 is depend on the only this formula. Okay, write down on the board. Now let's start exercise 13.2 in your textbook, page number 213. Page number 213. Question number 1. Which of the following are in inverse proportion? Okay, you can write in your textbook easily. The number of worker on a job and the time to complete the job. Now, this here relation is number of worker and the time to complete the job. So the time, now you know very well, if number of worker is increased, at that time to complete time is decreased. So one quantity is increased, so another is decreasing, so it is in inverse proportion. So that is your inverse proportion. Okay, now second number, the time taken for a journey and the distance traveled in a uniform speed. Now speed is equals to distance upon time. Now your question is that the time taken, so relation between time and the distance traveled in a uniform speed. Now if time is increased, we know that at that time distance also increase, this time goes to the opposite side and this speed is goes to the denominator, so time is equals to distance upon speed. Here time and distance is in direct proportion, because time is increased, at that time distance also increase, so that is the direct proportion. Okay. Now third number, again area of cultivated land and the crop harvested. Area of cultivated land and the harvested crop. Now we know that area is increased, at that time harvest crop is increased. If area is decreased, at that time it is also decreased. So when one quantity is increased, another also increased. So it is known as the direct proportion. Now fourth number. In fourth number, a time taken of a journey and the speed. Okay, we know that the speed is equals to distance upon time. So time is equals to distance upon speed. Here time is in numerator, speed is denominator. So if time is increased, at that time speed decreased. So that is your inverse proportion. Okay, if time is increased, speed is decreased. Now, fifth number, the population of country and the area of land per person. Now, population and the area of land. Now, population is increased, at that time area of land decrease. You know that in 1 meter square there is something 5 or 10 people. If now number of people is increasing, at that time area of land for per people is decreased. So it is in a inverse proportion. Okay. Now next, question number 2. In a television game show, the prize money of 1 lakh is to be divided equally amongst the winners. Complete the following table and find whether the prize money given to an individual winner is directly or inversely proportional to the number of winners. Okay, here if first case number of winner equals to 1, at that time prize in rupees, that is 1 lakh rupees. Now in table the number of winner equals to 4, at that time prize money in rupees will be fine. So price for 4 winners equals to 1 lakh divided by 4, that is 25,000 rupees. Okay, so total 25,000 rupees amongst the 4 winner. Now in second case, here the number of winner equals to 5. So price for 5 winners equals to 1 lakh divided by 5, that is 20,000 rupees. Now in third case, 8 number of winner, therefore price for 8 winners equals to 1 lakh divided by 8. Okay, 1 lakh divided by 8, that is 12,500 rupees. Is it okay? Now next, fourth number, here there is 10 number of winners. So number of winners equals to 10. So price for 10 winners is equals to 1 lakh divided by 10. So 10,000. Okay, so 10,000. Now next one, if number of winner is 20, so number of winner equals to 20. So price for 20 winners equals to 1 lakh divided by 20, 0 cancel, that is 5,000. So 5,000 rupees. Okay, now you can see if number of winner increase, here 1, so 1 lakh, here 4, that 25,000. So here number of winner is increased, at that time price distributed among the all winner is decreasing, so it is in the inverse proportion. Okay, so this question in given in tabular form, that is the inverse proportion, because here the distribution, if number of winner is increased, at that time price for the winner will be decreasing. Okay, now next, that is question number 3. Now in question number 3, Rahman making mill using spokes. He wants to fix equal spokes in such a way that the angle between any pair of consecutive spokes are equal. Help him comparing the table. Okay, here table is given. If number of spoke and in table angle between pair of consecutive spoke. Okay, just read it down here angle. if number of spoke is 4, at that time 90 degree. Now in 6, at that time that is 60 degree. Now in tabular 8, to find for 10 we want to find angle, and for the 12 we want to find this one. Now just see here, Rahman is making a wheel using spoke. We want to fix. Now if number of spoke increase, here if 4 to 6, that means number of spoke increase, at that time angle decrease. So here if number of spoke increase and angle decreasing, so at that moment we use the inverse relation. So here number of spoke and angle between them is in the inverse proportion relation. Is it okay? So now by using inverse proportion relation, if suppose that is A1, that is A2, A3, A4 and A5. So at that time here that is B1, B2, B3, B4 and B5. So A2 upon A3, so A2 upon A3 equals to, now here just see B2 upon B3 indirect, but in inverse proportion B3 upon B2. So that is B3 upon B2. So therefore here A2 is 6, A3 is 8. Now B3, we want to find B3, and B2 is 60. So this 60 goes to the here. So B3 is equals to 6 into 60 divided by 8, that is 4 za, that is 3 za, and that is 15 za. So B3 is equals to 15 3 za, 45 degree. So if the number of spoke is 8, at that time the angle between consecutive spoke is 45. Now in another case here A3 A4 and B3 B4. So A3 upon A4 is equals to B4 upon B3, not B3 upon B4. Okay, be careful because it is in a inverse relation. So therefore A3 here 8 upon A4, that is 10. Now B4 here B3 is 45 and B4 we want to find. This 45 goes to the opposite side, divided by 10. So just here B4. Now 5, just here 5 2s are and 5 4s are. Sorry, just write down here cancellation between 45 and 10. Okay, 5 and that is 9. So now easily 4s are. Okay, so if B4 equals to 9 4s are 36. So write down just here B4 equals to 36 degree. So now if number of spoke is 10, so at that moment the angle between consecutive spoke is 36. Now last case, that is A4 A5. So here B4 B5. So now A4 upon A5, B5 upon B4. If A4 that is 10, A5 that is 12. Now B4 here 36. So it is 36 and B5 we want to find. This 36 goes to the here. So 10 into 36 divided by 12, that is B5. So B5 equals to 12, 3s are 3 into 10, so that is the 30 degree. Okay, so in this kind we complete the table. Now next, after the completing the table, here some question is that are the number of spoke of the angle formed between the pair of consecutive spoke in inverse proportion? Yes, it is in inverse proportion. Why? Because if number of spoke increase, at that time angle decrease. Now calculate the angle between a pair of consecutive spoke on a wheel with the 15 spoke. Okay, so here if number of spoke is 15. So at that time we want to find the angle. Okay, so just use this A1 here, A1 upon A2, B2 upon B1. Now here A1 and A2, 4 and 90. So put here A1 4. Now A2, that is number of spoke. So in our case that is 15. It is, we want to find B2, and at that time here that is 90. Okay. First using this relation for our case. So that is A1 and B1, and in our question given that if number of spoke is 15 and find the angle. Now we want to find B2. So B2 equals to, here B2 equals to 90 goes to the here. So 4 into 90 divided by 15, that is 6. So B2 equals to 24 degree. So whenever the 15 spoke is used, at that time the angle between consecutive two spoke is 24 degree. Now question number 3. Question number in, that is third number. If how many spoke would be needed? So here number of spoke we want to find, and angle is given 40 degree. Okay, so again using inverse proportion relation, that is A1 upon A2, B2 upon B1. Here A1 is 4. Now we want to find A2 and B2 upon B1. So here B1 is 90 and B2 is 40. So that is 40 and 90. This is cancelled. So this 9 goes to the here, and this A2 goes to the opposite side, and this 4 in the denominator. 4 cancel. So A2 equals to 9. So number of spoke is 9. If the angle between two consecutive spoke is 40 degree, so at that time the number of spoke, that is 9. Okay, write down all the board work.